Hello everyone. Today I am going to install the BAK Revolver X2 on my Dodge Ram. Brand new truck, in perfect, excellent shape. Got the liner sprayed. Gonna get the cover on today. All right, so let's take this out of the box. Let's see what we got in here. Okay. So on the top of the box, you're gonna find your rails. So I'm gonna unpack the box so I don't damage anything while holding the camera. And I'll be back with you guys shortly. Okay, so I unpacked the box, and I've got the left rail, the actual cover itself, the right rail, and the package of nuts and bolts and instructions and whatever. So there's total of four pieces in the box. So in that red bag, we've got some weather strippings, piers, clamps, and the instruction manual. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is a little bit of this rubbing alcohol, and we're going to clean the top rail of the back. So I've already done that across there, so I'm wait for that to dry up a little bit, and I'll put on the seal. Now you got a couple of seals that came with the package. So there's obviously a thinner seal, the red backing, and a thicker seal, the white backing. The instructions say if you have a bed liner to use the skinnier one. If you've got a virgin bed or a spray-on liner, to use the thicker one. For my application, I'll be using the thicker one with my spray-on liner. All right, so the weather liner stripper goes right along the edge of the bed, kind of like this. Looks like it matches up pretty nicely with the factory molding there. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on. Obviously you peel the back of that and stick it on, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I got the seal on there. It stuck pretty good to the spray-in liner, so I think that does the job. Onto the next step on putting on the first rail, which I got laying right there. All right, so I've got the first rail on. I'm using a set of these hand clamps to kind of keep it in position while I put on these actual fastening clamps. I do believe that this one here has got the strap already put onto it, so I'll use one of those up at the front, and we'll go along to do the rest. Alright, so I got the clamps on. One up at the front, one in the middle, one on the back. So I've just set them in place, finger tightened them. And now what we got to do is I've got a torque wrench, and it's set for 10 foot-pounds as per manufacturer's recommendations. And I'll go ahead right now and push down and tighten up these bolts along the way, and I will do that, and I'll be back. Alright, so I tightened down the bolts on that bed rail. I'm gonna do the other side. So now that the rails are on, I've lifted up the cover up to this side of the bed, and I will take off the plastic pieces and attempt to roll out. Okay, so I put that up, I rolled it out, and now I got to slide these bolts in there like that. Okay, they're gonna get fastened onto this part here. I'll do the same to the other side. Okay, now that I got those bolts there, I'm going to roll this cover. Up to the front there like that. And if everything is aligned up correctly, got my bolts right in there. So got these washers and nuts. So I'm gonna say the rubber goes up to the top, the metal and the nut. So I'm gonna loosely put those up on there, and we will then we'll play with adjustments. Alright, so got them bolts up there, finger tight. They're lock washers, so once I actually get them fastened, they should be really tight. Alright, so now we just play with the adjustments here. Roll that out. See how that looks. Now my understanding here is that this part right here needs to line up with this rail. So I'm gonna pull it forward, pull it backwards a little bit, and get that lined up. Alright, now that I got that pretty much lined up on both sides here, I'm going to tighten that down a little bit more and roll it out again and see how that fits. Alright, so now I'm rolled it out, clicked it in. What I'm finding now is the tailgate is hitting the molding there, so looks like I'm gonna have to do a bit of adjustment on the back there to get the tailgate to work properly. Okay, so I made my adjustments. And I get the tailgate closed, although it's starting to hit this molding here, but I guess I could trim that off a little bit on that back side there. It'll just end up coming off anyways. The one thing that I'm a little concerned about here is when that, okay, that's done there. Kind of a little, doesn't sit down as much as I would like, but I do think that will come over time. So now I've closed that. There we go. Now I'm just going to have to look at that little molding. Alright folks, I think I'm done. Couple little things. I'm sure this is going to settle over time. With the rams, there's obviously quite a a bit of space in there to get water. Something I'll look to see. Getting a tailgate seal and seal that up. Same thing on this side. You can see the front kind of buckles up a little bit in the metal, but I'm hoping that's just going to settle over time. Remains to be seen. And once the sun hits this thing here, I'm sure it's all going to flatten out. Looks pretty good. Alright guys, so it's raining the next day and got the cover on. Looks like there's a little bit of pooling on the top, and of course the ram pools on that tailgate there. Looks like it just sits there on the top. Almost looks like a little bit of a mirror. Let's see what, haven't opened the cover yet, and as I put in my earlier video, this thing has set it down a little bit better. Let's see what, when I open this, what it looks like. Alright. Well, so far so good. I've got my bins in here. There's a little bit of water leaking down here. Not sure where it's coming from. Check on this side here too. Yeah, there's a, I don't know if you can see that, a little bit of water coming down right on the side there. It does look to me too that the front wall is a little wet. We got some dripping occurring coming off of up here. I think there's some water coming in up here from the seal. So it's not totally waterproof yet. Thinking that maybe some water is coming in through this section right up under here. This is all pretty good, pretty well sealed up here. So I'm thinking that if the water's pooling up here, is it getting underneath this molding strip right here? See along the side there, water could probably penetrate into there. So I'm gonna brush this water off the truck because I'm gonna be taking it out. We'll see how things go from there. You can see here too, there's a little bit of an opening at the back here. Water can get in.